Hello, welcome to Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about what is a setting and how does it affect a story. Now, we have some stereotypical settings already in our minds that put things in a certain time frame. For example, outer space. We often think of science fiction being in outer space, being sometime in the future. Fairy tales, some magical kingdom once upon a time, far away in the past, some sort of indistinguishable time. Creation myths, we think of them in the past, the whole idea of heaven and earth. These are things that we have automatically in our minds. So if I were to say realistic fiction, what do we think of? We think of a real live place, something that's happening here and now. If I were to say historical fiction, we automatically have a setting. It's going to be something in the past, something that's happened some time before. So when we think about setting, we sometimes put them into a certain time frame, something that automatically happens in the past, like a myth or historical fiction, something that happens in the present, like realistic fiction, something that happens in the future, like science fiction. So particular genres often have a stereotypical setting. When you're creating a setting, there are also things that can make a difference. You can take a story and set it in a particular time. A time of day, a time of year, a time frame like 1252 or 2033, but also when a hero leaves their home on an adventure, their life changes and they experience new things, but the life at home also continues on. So when the hero returns home, things are different. That's another way of looking at time. In a setting, you can look at detail. So, for example, J.K. Rowling, she knows the details of Hogwarts. She knows the layout. She knows its secrets. And they may not all appear in the story, but because she has them, they help shape the settings that she writes. Plot. Setting is often essential to the plot. Many fantasy writers, for example, Tolkien's The Shire, Rowling's Hogwarts, C.S. Lewis's Narnia and the Woods, those settings are essential. They are integral to the story. Symbolism can also be a part of setting, where the setting itself helps reflect the mood of the characters or the mood of the story. So in Wuthering Heights, for example, by Emily Bronte, the moors reflect the mood of the characters. In Lord of the Flies by William Golding, the weather represents the mood of the boys in the story. So does your setting in a way act as character? Does it reflect what the characters are feeling or what the way that the story is going? When you're talking about setting, it's also important to include the senses. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you taste? What sounds are around you? Because in a story, when you just have words, you don't have the capacity to use other tools to create setting, so you have to use your words to do so. And finally, when you're thinking about setting, you can steal from others. Let's say you want to write about London. Well, read Charles Dickens. See how he wrote about London. Fantasy writers often do that. They steal or borrow from each other and integrate aspects of their settings into their own. So read, learn, and play with setting. And something that's really fun to do is to take a story that we all know, like a fairy tale, Cinderella, for example, and change the setting. Change Cinderella from a girl to a boy. Change the ball to a party. Make it take place in outer space. Change elements of the setting, and the story itself changes. See you later.